Because I feel like it should be higher than, there was a fly in there, by the way, and grass.
Was there really?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, there is a bunch of stuff floating in it. I was just so thirsty.
Hello, I'm the freshest in the place. Running laps with my vibe and you can't keep the pace. Head to toe while I'm dripping in style. I'm fly with $1 million smile.
Had a really good breakfast at a diner nearby. Got a little greasy. A little greasy, but like, yeah. Grease is fuel.
Welcome back, fellow cycling enthusiasts, to the Velo Field Test, where we're trying to find the best all-road bike in 2025. Now, previously, we gathered our first impressions of our 6 all-road bikes, and we sent Alvin up the hill a few too many times for the climbing challenge. Specialized topped the standings, with the Roubaix just nipping the Athos for the win. Today and tomorrow is all about our super scientific testing. We've got our Aero challenge, our vibration test over some objectively terrible road surfaces, and then Will is on deck for the funnest challenge of all, the descending test. But first, let's head to where everybody does their Aero testing, under the overpass. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another challenge. This time we are starting underneath this beautiful overpass for our Aero efficiency test. Now Josh here, she's trying to limber up behind me. We'll see how that goes. We're gonna rank these bikes in 2 ways. Now the first one is time. Josh has a set course that he's gonna head out on. He's gonna hold a prescribed wattage for that entire length on all of these bikes. When Josh gets to the end of the course, he's gonna tell me how comfortable he is on these bikes, because that counts as well. I mean, if you can't be in the aero position for more than 30 seconds or a few minutes, it's completely useless. So, once we're all done, we're gonna rank them. We find out how the bikes compare. Josh, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm ready to go, man. Let's do it.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, Aero. All right, Mr. Aero, you just rolled up. 319 on the Lauf. It's first by default right now, but what I want to know is how comfortable you felt on the bike during that entire lap.
Yeah, so I was actually really impressed with how stiff and efficient this bike feels. Yeah, I was a big fan of this bike. Let's see this. I feel good about this one. Oh, the road machine.
Big Blue.
This is the one I think is going to be fast.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Big Blue. All right, we've got Josh on the Big Blue road machine here. BMC coming in hot. I'm about to give him a countdown. 3, 2, 1, launch. Boom.
That sounded fast.
So on the Lauf, you did a 319. You seem pretty happy with that.
Yeah,
Big,
I felt good.
Big Blue, 316.
Yeah,
So a little bit quicker.
I knew it.
But how did you feel, more important?
Yeah, no, this one's more comfortable. This is the thing, there's some bumpy sections in this course, and this just felt like I could stay more planted. It was easier to hold my position without wanting to like move around.
So am I correct in saying you're gonna rate this above the Lauf?
Definitely.
Okay, there we go. It's quicker, he's more comfortable, he likes it more. Number 1 for the BMC road machine so far. 2, 1, go.
Right away, I am loving the position I can get on this bike. It's super comfortable. All right, hold the power through this bridge. Nice and easy. Yeah.
Boom.
So, this was not supposed to be the fast bike. This should be slow in this test. Really, it should be.
Yeah.
But it is so comfortable.
Yeah.
It is so comfortable.
What makes it so comfortable?
It's just, there's this beautiful flex in the frame, but it never feels like inefficient. It just absorbs everything.
Yeah.
It feels almost like it's the tires, but we've set the tires to all the same.
Yeah.
And it's just that feeling of bigger tires, lower pressure kind of thing, but we know it's not, it's the frame.
So far, this is the slowest bike of the 3. So this is why we do this.
Yes.
321.
Well, you know what? So that keeps everything as it should be, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not an aero bike.
it's not an aero bike. It shouldn't be the fastest here, but I will say it felt the best.
You know, Josh, for the next bike, I think it would be interesting if you rode the Specialized Roubaix.
Okay.
Back-to-back Specialized.
I'm on board.
Different frame.
Yeah.
Get on it. 3, 2, 1, launch.
Do you feel like you're pressing a button? Like,
I feel like I'm launching a
you're
space
lifting
shuttle, but
something
it's
up
actually just a 40-something-year-old man in Lycra and speed socks and an Aero helmet on the other end. Boom. I wanted you to leave the Future Shock open. You left it unlocked?
I did.
Good.
Yeah.
How did the bike feel before I tell you the time?
Yeah, so you can't feel the Future Shock on something
Yeah.
like this. You can feel it as you come over the bridges, and these bridges, there's like a little dip afterwards, and sometimes it can be hard to keep your power steady through that.
Yeah.
This is definitely easier to keep your power steady because there's less of a up-down.
Yeah, so 319, that puts it just a bit faster than the Athos.
Yeah. 2 seconds faster than the Athos and within a 1/10 of a second of the Lauf.
Where would you rate this bike?
Right below the BMC. I felt better on the BMC. Right away, I love this bike. It doesn't feel inefficient. Is this gonna be like the Athos where it's slow, even though it feels so good? I love this bike. I love this bike.
Okay, tell us quickly,
So,
few words.
it just feels so capable. The BMC is a little bit stiffer, but it doesn't feel inefficient. It just feels comfortable. And knowing in your head that you could this is a full-on gravel bike and you could do so much with it. It's just so capable and it's such a great, comfortable bike.
Okay, your time. Last place,
But barely.
3:22.60, which puts it in within 1.5 seconds of the Athos. Yeah.
I'm putting this number 2,
Number 2.
Yeah, number 2. This Stinner is one of the bikes that I'm most interested to feel because I don't ride a lot of steel bikes. I'm really curious, is the ride as good as the vibe? And so far, not really. It feels quite jittery, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time holding a steady power because of that jitteriness. All right, now when you get on this smooth flat section, there is a little bit of magic in the steel, I have to admit. There's like a rhythm to it.
All these other bikes we've got here, they're carbon this, carbon that. Some of them are kind of aero-ish, a little bit, And then we've got this thing here. The Stinner, steel tubes, very classic.
Well, you'll see, I took a different stance for this conversation because I feel like there's a vibe with steel. I'm gonna just lean on the top tube here. And truth be told though, I did not feel the magic in the steel. I actually found it a little bit annoying. It's very jittery. And I had to really watch the power to hold it steady. It was constantly a little up, a little down, really keep a hawk eye on that power meter.
I mean, the times don't lie. The BMC is faster than this bike. 3:19.81 for this bike, which actually puts it in within 4/10 of a second to the Roubaix for 4th place.
Yeah.
Middle of the pack.
I mean, that's about what I expect. It's not slow. You do have to work a little harder for it in terms of it's just paying attention. In my rankings though, I'm gonna put it 4th. I think really what this comes down to, we talked about vibe with the steel bike, but there's a vibe that I like in bikes and I want it to be fun. I want it to feel spirited, poppy, snappy. And those are the bikes that I picked. We start at the top. The Athos definitely has that. That is a fun bike. And then it's the same thing with the gravel bike with the Da Vinci. It has that snap to it that just feels really fun. It's also more comfortable, so that's great. And then we get to the BMC, and the BMC is just a good bike. It's just a fast, modern, good bike. You can't complain about that.
Yep.
That's it for the Aero Challenge, where we learned that the Athos is quick and that Josh is more of a vibes man. Who would have thought? And speaking of vibrations, it's time to send Josh down an absolutely terrible road to see which of these 6 bikes rattles him and our ultra sophisticated data acquisition system the most. Another location and another challenge. This time we are rattling Josh's fillings out in order to find out which of these all-road bikes managed to smooth out this rough road the best. Now to figure that out, we've got a bear bell, we've got a decibel meter, we've got a slow motion camera, and we've got this bottle of water without a lid. Because it's gonna do this. We're gonna see how much water is left in there. The less water there is, I presume, the more rough the bike was. Let's find out what happens.
3, 2, 1, go.
You managed to hit 92 decibels on that descent. So this is our first bike. Let's see how much water you lost here. So we are
near the top.
Yeah,
honestly.
we are right here.
Yeah.
And that is for the Stinner.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Tell me about your hands on this handlebar.
So much better. Everything that I expected, and you know, in the sort of the efficiency test or the time trial test, I'm like, no, this is overly complex and it's unnecessary. And here, it feels almost like you can feel the bike moving under you.
Of course.
But it's almost like you're on a road. I mean,
yeah, it's not real suspension in that it's giving you more traction or anything like that, but it is isolating. But Josh, I do have some news for you regarding the sound. It was just as loud as the steel Stinner. Let's check the water bottle.
Yeah, let's see.
It looks like it's exactly the same.
The exact same height. So we've got the Stinner and the Specialized Roubaix have lost the exact same amount of water.
Yeah.
But you said you feel a bit more comfortable, and I think that makes a big difference.
If you were wanting to, if you're picking a bike for doing rough roads, so far, this is far and away the leader. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
As far as comfort and like personal preference is concerned, where do you rank this?
Okay, so I feel like some of this is psychological, but I have to put it really low because I'm like, this bike should not be here. So there's a piece of that. Also, it is the only one where I wanted to grab brake. 3, 2, 1, go. Once again, this one is a really solid bike. Like it seems to be good at everything. And I don't know if it's the best, the Roubaix I guess is the best here, but like it just feels really good. I would put this right under the Roubaix. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. It feels like there's a solidness to it. Like there's not like, I think I described it as jittery before, and it's not like that at all now. It feels like, when it takes a hit, it just sort of dies out. And it actually is quite helpful for coming through here and feeling pretty good.
Knowing that it was slightly louder, spilled around the same amount of water, maybe a smoother handlebar, where do you rank the Lauf?
I might put the Lauf as number 2, although I reserve the right to change that later. We'll see. 3, 2, 1, go. So, there's nothing special about this, in fact, in terms of it being a gravel bike. There's no like, oh yeah, this is a gravel bike, so it like feels much better.
Okay.
It's very similar. I still think the Roubaix is far and away better. Now, of course, it has to be said that you could put proper gravel tires on this one, and like, you know, if you wanted to use it that way, this would be a perfect option for having 2 wheels.
Yeah, obviously if we put 40 whatevers on here, this thing would be much, much smoother, but they're all rocking the same 32s, and you're telling us that it feels...
Yeah, it feels the same. You know, I guess what this comes down to is that in case you're not sure, suspension works.
Newsflash, everybody.
Yeah, newsflash.
Who would have thought?
The suspension just feels really good, and that's the clear winner here. But even though the BMC's right in the center here, I think, again, it's really important to just think of how well it's done in all the tests. Like, that's a really good all-around bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, surprise, surprise, everybody. The bike with the suspension stem was the most comfortable down that nasty road. Who would have thought? The Roubaix is in the first place spot, the Lauf is in number 2, and the perpetual all-rounder, the BMC Road Machine, came up in the 3rd spot. That's it for day 3, but stay tuned for tomorrow because everything is heading downhill.
We are up here at the top of Mount Tam for our next challenge, which is definitely no laufing matter. This is the descending challenge. Everybody else had to do the climbing challenge and the vibration test. Will just has to send it down this hill. He looks ready. We've got a whole bunch of hairpins, a whole bunch of tight corners, and some rough pavement. Let's send it, and let's catch up with Will at the bottom.
3, 2, 1, go.
I know that was our first bike, but just general impressions.
General
How did that feel?
impressions.
Confidence?
This bike feels pretty good. Yeah, confidence. I would say it's pretty high on this guy.
Okay. First bike means first place. Very official and professional.
3, 2, 1, go.
How do you think the Stinner's gonna fare?
I think the Stinner's gonna do badly because it felt nervous to me. It did not feel like a planted bike.
It's an interesting build. Like, it's the steel frame, but then it has those black ink wheels with the carbon spokes on it, which is like, from what I've been told, it's like a fairly stiff wheel set.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like two different things put together. He's hauling ass.
Yeah, he's slower on this one.
No way.
100%.
Okay, well, I got some news for you.
Yeah.
You are only 1 second slower on this bike, which isn't a whole lot.
Times. Okay.
But how did it feel coming down there?
I would say the Roubaix felt a little bit more well-rounded handling. This one, I feel like I kind of overcooked some turns a little bit more. Just sending it, and then didn't quite have that, like what it needed to like lean in and take the turn.
Okay, so fair to say you would rate this below or behind the Specialized?
Behind the Specialized, I think.
Okay, that's where we're gonna put the Stinner.
Yeah.
Before you go back up though.
All right,
Dun,
let's
dun,
see what you got
dun.
next.
I'm being influenced. You wouldn't let me take that one. I'm taking the Lauf. Oh, that front end is really moving around quick.
He's not going slow.
No.
Will, you came down here and you said you just overcooked that corner. Was that because of overconfidence in the bike, or?
Yeah, no, I was trying to figure out this bike the whole way down. It was a little bit jittery on the front end. Like,
That's
it just,
what you were saying. That's
Yeah.
also what Alvin
That's
was
exactly
saying too.
what I thought.
but in a way that like, it's not in confidence inspiring. It's not like, oh, okay, it's like really responsive feedback. It's a way that like I just couldn't figure out the whole time. So I was both
Yeah.
like understeering, oversteering, like.
It's like overly stiff and a little bit like.
Yeah, I mean
it's
that
just
part
jittery.
was better. It's like faster out of like when you have to burn speed and then come out again
Yeah.
and accelerate. That was better at this, but the front end was just a little bit too jittery for me. It's also like just kind of, it's a taller bike.
Yeah.
So it's a weird combo to have it be taller and also be like
Okay.
really all over the place.
Knowing the time, knowing minute 38, just a touch behind the others, and the ride feedback that you gave me, how would you rate this bike? Where would you put it against the Stinner and the other one that we've done, the Roubaix?
Oh man, I this is dead last for me at the moment, and
Very definitive,
very
like
definitive,
no
like
hesitation.
yeah,
Okay.
easy. The Athos.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
You guys have all liked the Athos. I
think
expect
that's
big
gonna be a
things.
good one.
It's gonna be a good one.
Big
Yeah.
things.
All right, and he's off.
Boom. Look at that.
3620.
How did it feel?
I felt like the best bike so far.
Okay. My question for you is, you know, we've been talking about this thing being a sporty race bike, very direct handling.
Yeah.
But there's that fine line between directness and nervousness.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, that was something I was thinking about this whole way down, like immediately, because I was kind of guessing myself after the Lauf.
Yeah.
It's like maybe it's just like, because I've been on these all-road bikes and got kind of used to that and just wasn't used to the, you know, a little bit more direct handling, but this is perfect. It's not squirrely, not like too nervous or anything. It's like, it just feels perfectly, like very confident.
Yeah. And
I mean-
that matches also what Alvin has said and what Josh has said about the bike. Interesting. Okay. Your time, 1:36.2. It's the fastest by a little over a second.
Cool.
Considering that and your ride feedback, where do you rank the Athos?
And descending is number one for me.
Number one. Okay, let's put it there.
3, 2, 1, go.
William, 3 words to describe descending. Go.
Oh man, balanced, fun,
Oh my God.
Word. I had a good time.
Yeah. So does this thing live up to its name as the road machine?
Yeah, I mean, this is a very well balanced bike. Didn't even really feel like an endurance bike to me, or like an all-road bike.
136.8 makes it second fastest. Combine that with your feedback on the riding. Where do you rate this thing out of 6?
Oh man, that's tough. It's definitely 1 or 2. It's I think I gotta go 2 though.
You gotta go 2. So
Gotta go 2.
that means Athos at the top still.
Yeah, but I like it a lot.
Roubaix gets bumped down. And Will, you know what that means? My personal favorite, it's the bike that everybody has been surprised by, Da Vinci Hatchet. It's the gravel bike with the all-road tires.
All right.
I think this bike's gonna be the fastest. Take a guess, what do you think?
I think 2. I'm going 2.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my God, this is great.
Come on. Look at that. The time was pretty good, but it didn't come out the fastest.
Really?
So, as I predicted, just under the VMC.
Really?
I'm never gonna hear the end of it.
This thing felt so good. I was blown away.
Confidence
Yeah.
in the handling.
Confidence, great handling.
What do you think that comes down to? Why?
It's hard to say. I haven't looked at this geo chart at all. I don't know anything about this bike.
We have to presume that it's a bit slacker and there's more bottom bracket
Yeah.
drop. It's longer, obviously.
How do you feel about the layup, like the feel of the carbon?
The feel of the carbon, I mean, I didn't feel like any like road jitters or anything coming from it. It felt very comfortable. At the same time, like I didn't feel like I had any issue like getting up to speed out of a corner, so it looked like well balanced there.
Okay, so it's interesting here because the time puts it basically in middle of the road, 3rd place.
Yeah.
But you sound very happy with how the bike feels.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, where did we put this on the Velo all-road leaderboard?
Oh,
Do, 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 do.
I think I want to go 2.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put it in second spot.
So we finished up this test, and once again, the 2 outliers are near the top.
The bikes that we only had here as talking points
Right.
are the ones that you guys like the most or are the fastest.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
I don't know, it's interesting because we expected them to be like opposite ends of the spectrum of like to compare them to. I am just so surprised at this bike that like, yeah, you could go throw 45s on this thing and go do a gravel race.
I mean, that's what's amazing about it.
Yeah.
You could do a time trial with it. You could descend road. You could do full-on gravel with it.
Yeah.
And this really brings up the question, like, what is an all-road bike, and do people really need them when you could do this on a gravel bike with these tires? And
Yeah. I mean, maybe you're sacrificing a little bit in the weight department on this one. I haven't checked that out, but it does a lot really well.
yeah, okay, well, we got some things to discuss at the round table once we wrap all this up. Guys, I bet you're cold.
I am so cold. Let's get out of here.
Let's get the hell out of here. Let's eat some Mexican food in the hot tub. All right, everybody, that is it for episode 2 of the Velo All-Road Field Test. And that's also it for our challenges. We've got plenty to discuss here, but next up is our 100-mile road ride. So stay tuned for that episode.